Dahlia, the one character everyone fell in love with from the EVERFLAME mansion. And Hoyo knew it too, they even put her on the thumbnail. But little did we know that this character who debuted before Penacony would only come to relevance at the end of the next story. We have been told that Amphorius is where three paths fight to the death, and Remembrance is pulling out all of the stops. We've got Children of Anasrava, Memo Keepers, Memo Snatchers, and now Cremators all taking center stage. And that is literally every single faction of Remembrance followers that we currently know about. And they all happen to be at odds with each other as this chaos between erudition and destruction is playing out, leading to a situation where everyone is scratching and clawing to be the last one standing. But who is Dahlia? What is she about? And why is she only now making an appearance? Well, perhaps I can offer some insight into these questions. As of the writing of this script, the date is 10:23, 2 a.m. in the morning, and the live stream hasn't happened yet. So I may need to make some amendments here and there. And if I don't, you can erase this from your memory, because this is the Remembrance's final faction revealed. Okay, so as we know, Dahlia is a character we saw in the EVERFLAME mansion myriad Celestia a long time ago, and right when we thought we were looking at the new villains of Penacony, we learned that Acheron had sliced up their leader Duke Inferno so bad that she turned him into a relic set, leading us all to believe that every character we saw was now dead. However, Black Swan was doing her snooping through the memories of Acheron's room. Pretty sure this happens before the dance incident, since she had her suspicions of Acheron being the culprit by then, and the banquet hadn't happened yet.
Duke Inferno is dead. He and his children won't be attending. What have you done?
She finds random fragments of dialogue from Duke Inferno, Dubra, and then everything goes blank, which perplexes our memo keeper until a voice emerges from the memories of who we now know is Constance. And here is where things get interesting, because Black Swan says,
No. Is this not a memory?
so we know that what she is talking to isn't a memory. It was something hidden in the memories left behind of Acheron's rampage. But the strange part here is that the voice is conscious of some things but not of others, and speaks as if she is there but also not. She says,
Oh, a memo keeper.
And then proceeds to say,
We were supposed to meet at Penacony.
so she is somehow aware that a memo keeper has uncovered her, but she has no clue where she is, because otherwise she would know that she is in Penacony. But then she says she knows what Black Swan is looking for, and pretty much points the finger straight at Acheron, saying that she knows her secret and that Black Swan can enjoy the banquet for her. And this is such a massive troll, because when she says, I wish you unforgettable memories, yeah, that's trauma. She led Black Swan into a near-death experience, and this is precisely why I am wary of this character. Not only because she is a destruction follower, but because she is a cremator, a mimetic entity of the Remembrance with the ability to erase memories from the pure land of recollection that they feel are garbage. And this puts them at odds with the rest of the Garden, who calls them extremists, while they themselves see what they do as a sacred duty, filtering out the trash to make sure the pure land remains pure. But apparently not all cremators are like that, because some of them are just weirdos who distort memories to suit their own selfish purposes, then proceed to live in their own memories. And this is what I think Dahlia has done to survive Acheron. Because though Nihility does have the ability to erase memories, we know for a fact that Acheron does not consciously do this, and has no reason to cover her tracks in taking out the Annihilation Gang. Because even when she remembered, she was like,
Oh, those guys.
as if they didn't matter to her in the slightest. So in the chaos of Acheron slaughtering EVERFLAME mansion, Dahlia, who for some reason had the sneaking suspicion that they were all going to die anyway,
A little pessimism might be wise. What if we all end up dead?
slipped away and hid herself in her own memories, and probably erased a bunch of herself in the process. The reason why I think this is because in the Twitter description of her character it says, "The sweet dream burns the EVERFLAME mansion, erasing every fragment of her existence." So she erased herself, then hid inside of the memories of EVERFLAME Mansion, twisting them to suit her needs, as we know Cremators do. We have also seen this with March 7th, who offered up all of her memories in order for Evernight to take over, then placed what was left of her inside of the mist surrounding Orynyx, so that when the Trailblazer snapped a picture, she was transferred into the camera, and then she was with us while also being erased. Thus, Evernight told us that March 7th was no more, while also being aware that she was with us. Memories are weird like that, and Remembrance people have a really hard time telling the truth. But that is what I'm convinced happened with Constance and how she quote-unquote survived. Black Swan says herself that memories are not just mental recollections. When things happen, memories linger in more than one place, meaning that Dahlia needed Black Swan or a Memo Keeper to uncover her in order for her to get out of the sweet, distorted dream that she herself created. And here is the concerning part, because just like how Black Swan got herself in trouble because of her, I don't know if she has good intentions, because I'm gonna let you in on a secret. A destruction secret. We know that the Annihilation Gang are followers of Nanook, and we know that Dahlia is a mimetic entity of the Remembrance. Do you know how dangerous that is? Because destruction is already bad enough, but even when things are destroyed, memories remain. We know this because a lot of what the Memo Keepers do is clean up after the catastrophes the destruction causes, so that things can be salvaged, like technological achievements, for example. The destruction only destroys the physical, and in Fantilia's case the spiritual, but a Cremator is not limited to these things. She is unique and even worse. She is equipped to destroy the physical, the spiritual, and dispose of everything left behind. Because when you combine destruction with remembrance, you get Nihility. Annihilation Gang. Do you get it now? Because when everything is destroyed and not even memories remain, that is true nothingness. And it is here that you realize that the in-game past theory has been proven right yet again, even before this character's release. Because Constance, aka Dahlia, is not a remembrance type character. She is Nihility. And for multiple reasons. One, because the Memo Keepers who have a run-in with Acheron tend to nearly die because of Nihility. Two, because destruction and the erasure of memories is exactly what the Nihility does. And three, she says herself, you will learn how the past is being cremated and how the future is being buried. And if the future is buried and the past is being cremated, Memo Keepers do not believe the present exists. So what is left? Nothingness. She is Nihility in so many ways it hurts, and we haven't even met her yet. But her potential in the story is anything but not, because it depends on how and when she enters into the story. But allow me to speculate a bit. If she makes her appearance in Amphorius, one of two things can happen. She could betray the destruction and be the one to erase Iron Tomb's memories and play a part in reshaping Amphorius, because again, that is what Cremators do. Destruction remembrance along its path blossoms of betrayal, rise and bloom. Or she can make everything worse, because she is a destruction following mimetic entity, so what she is exactly what Lygus is looking for. Because if you remember one thing that has stood in his way from day one, it was always the remembrance. He uses his to counter other geniuses, so that's erudition out of the way, and there is no chance of the destruction stopping him from achieving his goals. Nanook is sitting there, bated breath, glow sticks in hand. But it is the Child of Remembrance with her Catalyst of Remembrance that caught the gaze of Fu Li and started the Eternal Recurrence. Then it was a Pathstrider of Remembrance that then became the Deliverer, and then another Child of Remembrance showed up and turned the entire world upside down, only to result in the two Children of Remembrance joining forces with a Memo Keeper, so needless to say, Lygus is sick of this path. And what he needs is to fight fire with fire, burning away all of these memory time tricks and paving the way for Iron Tomb's awakening. And Dahlia is capable of doing everything Lygus needs. She is his ace in the hole, or the nail in his coffin. But of course, this is all considering that she shows up to take part in the Amphorius story. She could just show up after and have nothing to do with anything. So her appearance could be nothingness, or something that is truly unforgettable. Because this is the Remembrance's final faction revealed. To be honest, I didn't expect this Lady Dimitrescu looking sideways horned lady to ever show up again. I was convinced that Acheron left no one alive, but considering that she is a mimetic entity, she technically is already dead and now all but completely erased. But just like March, we know that she can put herself back together again, or maybe someone else can put her back together again. The only question remaining being, following the death of her leader Duke Inferno, what will she do now? She doesn't have to be evil. It is possible that Acheron showing her that she can wipe her from existence just changed her. Or maybe it's that her memories reassembled and she just simply changed. We don't know. But what do you guys think? Be sure to let me know, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace, y'all.